Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and today we're going to have a go at playing 5 parsecs from home. So this is going to be episode 1 of our game, and we're going to be following the drifters. So in this mission we have to escort geobotanist Winston to this machine here in the centre of the board. Now that is to be refilled with fertiliser to make this very sort of overgrown area much more profitable for the local government to harvest the crops, etc. But unfortunately some fool has let some sand runners loose and they are on the board and they are here running amok. So they of course have hired us to protect Professor Winston. Now the enemy we have here, we have 2 standard sand runners and a VIP sand runner. So we get an extra credit if we manage to get to this item here as well, just because it's a curious item, so we can sort of explore it and have a good look at it to see how it works. You know, maybe learn some corporate secrets about the fertilizer, etc. We also have to try and kill our VIP creature, and of course keep Professor Winston alive. We will be getting paid extra bonuses for this mission because it was a really lucrative mission, because strangely enough a lot of the groups that are hired to protect Dr. Winston and his colleagues don't return to their homes. So yeah, we've been hired to protect him and keep the place keep the peace and keep him protected from harm. So I'm going to quickly point out our crew so that you can know who is who. So yellow here is our captain, Captain Conrad. Then we have here is Grey, and then we have Lomas here with the orange. Then we have Rico. So Rico is here. Blue base is Topaz River, our precursor. And finally we have Kate, the human, the punk agitator. So yeah, let's get on down to it. So our little professor here is a part of our group, although he cannot fight and he is absolutely useless, but we do shake for him for initiative, etc. Now I have forgotten to say, because of this part of the planet is very swampy, we are -1 to our movement, so I do have to try and remember that because it's a slippery mission apparently. So we're going to try and seize initiative, so our highest savvy score is actually equal amongst a few of them. So we're going to have Lomas here, he's got +1, so we need 10 or more. And we got 6 + 1 is 7, so we failed to seize the initiative. So we don't get any extra movement or attacks to begin with. So then we're going to try and activate with our reaction rolls. Now most of my people have got reactions very poor, so I'm not expecting an awful lot here. So we got 2 2s, a 1 and a 3, and a bunch of 5s and 6s, which obviously aren't going to activate anyone. Okay, so all of our crew have actually got reactions of 1. So yeah, that means that we've only got 1 person moving in the quick phase. So let's try and think who we want to move in the quick phase. You know what? We will have one of our tougher people move. We're going to have Grey move. Now he's -1 to his movement because of course it's a slippery ground. So he has a speed now of 3, so he's going to run ahead of the professor here. That gets him here. He can't shoot at anything, so he may as well use the rest of his move as a dash and get him to here. So that is him activated, so I'll put a little crystal on him to show that he's been activated. Then it's over to the sand runners. Now it doesn't say sand runners are immune to the slippery planet, but I'm assuming that they are because they're creatures and they're used to running around on this weird surface, etc. Even though they probably aren't actually inhabitants of this planet. But we're going to give them their thing. So they can move 7. Now they are bestial, so they move in a straight line towards, but trying to keep in cover if they can. So they move 7. And I should be moving them one at a time, doing both of their actions, but, you know, I'm not, because I know they can't get anywhere this turn. And he's going to move 2 as a dash. Now they do have a special thing that they can jump at you if they're really close, but they're nowhere near close enough yet, so we don't have to worry about that. So next, I may as well get Conrad moving. So he's going to be dashing because there's nothing really much for him to do. He's got a speed of 3, so with a dash, he's got a speed of 5, and that's including, of course, the slippery terrain. So Lomas has got the same. I think all of my crew have actually got the same speed. Oh no, I lie. So Rico has actually got a speed of 5, so it's down to 4, plus 2 because he's running. That'd be 6. So he rushes up here. Kate. Now Kate has a movement of 4, so that's 3, plus 2 because she's running. That's 5. Gets her up to here. Topaz is got a movement of 5 also, so that's down to 4, plus 2, that's 6. So because they're running, he gets to there, just in front of Kate. And we have Professor Winston. Professor Winston has got the grand movement of, so he has a movement of 4, so he's not actually that slow. So that's down to 3, but he's going to run, so that's 5. But he's going to kind of make sure he's behind his hired muscle because he doesn't want to get killed here. So that will be end of turn 1, and we will pick up our activation tokens and go swiftly on to turn 2. So, shaking the dice for our reaction rolls. So we need 1s. I get 1-1. Okay, that is one person who's going to move in the fast phase. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be Topaz if he's within range. Alright, so he has a colonial rifle, so he can shoot 18 inches. He does have line of sight, so that is 18 inches, so yeah, more than enough to be able to shoot there. He could actually hit either of them. I think he's going to go for the little one, the one at the back here, because I think he's thinking that he's going to be the easier one to take out. Now, he is in cover because he's within an inch of that piece of terrain, so yeah, he's going to get the cover for that. So, covered target within 6 inches, within range, sorry. I need a 6 to hit this guy. I have a combat skill on Topaz of 0, so I do need an actual 6 to hit. I shook a 3, so I failed to hit, and that will be Topaz's turn. I could have re-rolled if I shook a 1 because it didn't move. So then we've got the Sand Runners. Okay, so Sand Runners, so they can move 7, so they're going to try and stay in cover, they say. Though they're bestial, they're not stupid. And so if he dashes, he's not going to get any closer, really, to get anywhere that's going to be good for it. So yeah, these creatures are all going to run up here and hide behind this outcrop. Kate here. Now Kate, of course, has got a movement of 4, so it's down to 3. She can't see anything, so she's going to go 3 and get here. Now she can see the big one, but it is in cover, so Kate would have to roll a 6. She has no combat skill, so she can't actually add anything to it. She has a shotgun, so that has a range of 12. So it is in range. So I do need a roll of 6. So because it's shotgun, I can shoot 2 shots at the same target. So this one. So I need 6s. And I shoot a 1 and a 4. Now she did move, so I don't get to re-roll the 1 because she couldn't aim. So next we're going to have Rico a go. Now Rico has his movement of 5, which is down to 4, as we know, because of the slippery ground. So he will not obviously get a line of sight, so he could move 6. He's going to move 6 and get him here. So that's both of his actions. It's got him a bit out in the open, but hopefully that he's not going to regret that. Grey. Now Grey has a movement of 4 down to 3. So he's going to have to move all of his movement. So he's going to go 5. Now he's going to try and go the long way around as I knock my tree down. Captain Conrad. So he has got 5 with his run. So he's going to also follow Grey around this way. He's activated. Next we have Lomas. So Lomas has a movement the same as the captain, and he is going to plug this gap up by here, like so. And then we have the good professor. The good professor is going to follow the captain and Grey. End of turn 2. Now in the full game you can have like turn 2 events. So turn 2 and turn 4 can have things happening. Because this is my first game getting into it, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to go straight into turn 3, and we'll play on normally. So reaction dice. Okay, so we've got 1-1 again. Okay, who are we going to give that 1 to? Kate here. Now Kate will do her movement. So Kate has got a movement of 4 down to 3. You know what? She's not going to move, so she's going to aim instead. Now, like we said, she has a shotgun, which does 2 shots. And she needed 6s to hit. We got 1 6, so we have hit the big guy. Now, the big guy, unfortunately, is a bit more armoured than his buddies. So he has a toughness of 4. So I need a 4 or more in order to puncture its armour. And I shook a 6, so we killed it. So we took out the big one. Brilliant. That went really well. So that was Kate with her shotgun. Just managed to blast their boss apart. So next we have the creatures phase. So the creatures are going to move. So we know they can move 7. Now, they got a special rule. If they finish within 3 inches of an enemy, they can use a pounce move for free. So this one moves in and pounces on Rico and starts attacking with its big barbed claws. So Rico has a fight of 0. He does have a pistol though, so it gives him a +1. So we got a combat of +1 and we are red. They got a +0. Okay, so we've beaten it. So we get, because we got 3, they got 1. So they have a toughness of 3. I don't get any pluses to the damage of this weapon. So I need a 3 or more. I shook a 3! So we killed it! So that's the second one killed. Wow, this might be a quick game of us murdering these space insects. So then we got this second Sandrunner, and of course, yeah, he gets there, and then he leaps at Rico. Now, Rico has got his +1, it's got a +0 like its friend. It shook a 4, I shook a 4, so I've hit it because I was +1. And then I need a 3 or more in order to damage. And 5! I killed it! Wow, okay, that was very easy mission for us. So we would say this turn, our professor friend, it is quite important that we do try and see how quickly I can get him there, because we do get a bonus if we can get him there within 4 turns. So we're going to have the professor go first. I'm going to leave that tree off because it does not want to stay on there. Put it by there. So he can move 5, so he gets there. And then our boss obviously going up with him to make sure everything's okay. And then we've got Lomas. Now Lomas has got a movement of 4, so down to 3, up to 5 if he's sprinting. Topaz, movement of 6, gets up to here. So that would be turn 3. Now luckily no other monsters are going to come on here, so we're just really seeing if we can get him there for turn 4. And unfortunately it doesn't look like we're going to. The Professor, move up here. And he would have had to spend an entire turn this turn, and we would have got an extra bonus. But unfortunately, he didn't get there quick enough in order to get the bonus money. But our guys would, obviously, given enough time, all move in to this machine. And, you know, we get our extra bonuses for actually getting to the machine. So, post-game, I will shake up how much treasure we get, etc. That will be at the table seeing that. So come with me and we'll have a look. So post battle, what do we get? So first of all, we have to resolve the rivals. Now because they were a roving threat, we don't actually have to worry about that. So then resolve patron status. Well, because we were doing a patron job for a patron we already had, we don't have to worry about that. The sector government was happy with what we did, etc. Determine quest progress. So this is if we were doing a quest, which we wasn't, because we don't have any rumours, etc. to progress for that. But we do get paid. So we get 1 d6 plus 3, and then we also roll 2 dice instead of 1. And we also get that 1 because we did touch the machine in the middle of the table. So let's shake the 2 dice first of all. 4 and a 6. So obviously we're going to take the 6 plus 3. That's 9 plus the 1. That's 10. We got paid 10 credits for that mission. That is really good. So we're up to 36 credits. We are rich. But unfortunately we still haven't got any clues at the moment for where we can get a spaceship. But we will get to it. Right, so battlefield finds. So these are the things that we find because we held the field. So we were on the board when the enemies were destroyed. So that's 23. 23, a usable good. So we have to roll on the usable goods. That shook a 3. So we got some more booster pills. So we've got 2 lots of booster pills now. So I'll put a 2 here. There you go, 2 lots of booster pills. Check for invasion. This wasn't part of an invasion fleet, and there is no planet that we've been to, so we don't know about any other invasion things. So we shake on the loot table. Okay, let's see what loot we find also. 42, so that is damaged gear. Roll twice on the gear sub-table. Both items require repairing. Okay, so twice, they're both broken, but we've got 2 things. Okay, 22, so we've got a gun sight. We got a seeker sight, so broken. And what was the other piece of loot gear that we have? A 71. Protective item, okay. Combat armor, so we've got some broken combat armor. So back in the nest of these Sandrunners, we find some broken combat armor and broken seeker sight. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. I think we're probably going to want to fix that pretty soon. Right, determine injuries and recovery. Well, no one was injured. We got a very lucky break there. Right, experience points. So we survive and won. So everybody in our group gets 3 experience points. And the first person to inflict an injury gets an extra one. So Kate will get 4, so she's up to 6 experience. And everybody else will get 3. So 5 for Topaz. So 3 for Rico. And 5 now for Captain Conrad. 3 for Grey. And 3 for Lomas. So that is the experience. Now we can use our experience to build, to buy stuff. So our highest person's got 6, so they could buy. Actually, Kate the human could buy some toughness, which might be quite useful. Actually, it costs us 6. Or do we really want to save up and get 1 more experience, and we can knock her combat score up? You know what? Because she's armed with the shotgun and we get to roll 2 dice, I think we're going to actually knock her toughness up. So we're going to spend the 6 experience points that she just gained and knock her toughness up to 4. So she's going to be a lot tougher to actually kill, which I think is going to be quite a good thing. Just rubbed out all my other writing. And let's see do we want anyone else to gain a skill. So 5 on Topaz River, so could get speed or savvy. We've already got people 1 savvy, so it wouldn't really seem like it'd be worth it. The 3 experience, 3 experience, and 3 experience wouldn't be able to get us anything anyway. Captain could add a speed or savvy. I think we're quite happy for now, leaving them as they are. Okay, so invest in advanced training. Well, we're not doing that at the moment, but that could be, we could train up some pilots, etc. I can spend 3 credits to receive a role on the military weapon table, gear table, gadget table, etc. But I'm not going to bother doing that at the moment. We're quite happy with the gear we got. I'm still saving up for the hope that we might one day get a spaceship. So we have to roll once on the campaign chart. 71. The crew spends the night drinking, watching movies and playing cards. Gain 1 story point. Okay, so they're bonding over a night in, celebrating their victory over the Sand Runners. Okay, so next we roll for character events. So 1 character of our choosing gets to roll on the chart. Now if it was the precursor, Topaz River, she would get, or they, we're not sure what gender they are, would get 2 rolls and we could pick which one we want. But no, we're going to have the captain roll because, you know, he's captain and of course central to the story. 73. Okay, Conrad goes off and what does he do? Someone sent us a gift. Oh, Mummy sent me a gift from my home world, from our space station. What is the gift? So we shake on the loot table. 58. So it's gear. It's protective items. Okay. And it's 69. Okay. And that is flex armor. So Mummy sent me flex armor from home. Okay, so I'm going to write that down on Captain Conrad immediately. I'll have to actually see what flex armor is, but Captain Conrad is going to wear it because it was a gift from his mummy. So flex armor is, if he doesn't move on his turn, he counts as having +1 to his toughness, which is really good actually. So if he doesn't move, he'd have a toughness of 4 without spending any experience. So that really is a pretty decent piece of equipment that his mum sent him from home. Okay, so we're going to jump straight on into the pre-combat rolls. So first of all, we have to do upkeep every turn that we're around. We don't have to pay off a spaceship, but we do have to pay to live. So that is knocking our money down to 34. Okay. Ship debt, we don't have to pay ship debt or ship repairs. We don't have to pay for medical care because we actually managed to get through that last mission without any problem. So what we do have to do is assign tasks to the crew. So we're going to have Conrad. What's he going to do? Right, Conrad's going to explore. So Captain Conrad, of course, is the captain, so he's going to go and explore and see what's happening. We will have Gray and Lomas. They'll go out and be decoys to make sure that our two rival gangs don't come after us. Rico will look for a job, so find patron. So that's Rico. Then we got Topaz. So Topaz will repair. So they are going to try and repair probably the combat armor. That sounds pretty good. And Kate, what should we have Kate do? We will have Kate. Do you know what? We'll have Kate doing an explore as well. There you go. Explore's quite a fun thing to do. Okay, so we roll a dice for Rico trying to find us a job. So we get +1 for each patron we got. We got 2 patrons on this planet, so we get +2 to this dice roll. So we got 4, plus there's 1 person searching, so 5. So we'll write 5 here, just so I remember it while I read. If the result is 5 or higher, you found a patron. So in our case, we've actually just found a job. So we have actually found a job. So Rico was successful in finding us a job. Now we'll get to what that job is in a few minutes, but first of all, we'll carry on. Okay, so exploration. So Conrad went off exploring. So let's have a look at what he found while exploring. 98. Alright, Captain Conrad shook well. Hopefully it means a good thing. This place is rather nice, really. When you are ready to leave the world, unless it is being invaded, you must pay 1 story point, or this crew member will decide to stay behind. If they do, you can keep their equipment though. Okay, so Conrad has decided that this place is a good place to settle down. Right, okay. that was unexpected. Okay, so we'll write that. Okay, so what did Kate get up to? 24. Okay, Kate. Time to relax. No effect. So, yeah, that was just a bit of a waste of the roll. But, yep, at least nothing bad happened anyway. Okay, so we got someone repairing the kit. We got Topaz trying to repair the kit. Okay, so Topaz actually is a savvy of 0, so Topaz wasn't our ideal person to do. Yeah, that probably wasn't great. So I can actually buy extra provisions to try and make this work. So I'm going to buy 2, so knocking our credits down to 32, which is still way more than we need. And I need to get 6 or more, so I need to shake a 4. I shook a 3, so failed to repair our combat armor. Well done. Okay, and then decoy. Okay, so we don't actually do decoy quite yet. We still do have this other job that we could do, so we're actually going to have a choice of 2 jobs now. But let's see what this job is that we managed to get from one of our contacts. So we're going to say it's from our sector government who gave us the previous mission. So what is the sector government offering? So we're going to shake for danger pay, and they will pay us 2 credits for doing the mission. Okay. Time frame. How soon do we have to do this? 9. Okay, so we got a while to do it. So we got 3 turns to do it. Is there any other benefits? No. Is there any other hazards? No. Are there any conditions? No. Okay, so that was fairly easy. Okay, so we assign equipment. Well, I'm going to keep the same equipment I had before for this mission. It says resolve any rumours. We do not have any rumours, unfortunately. Still don't have any. So we still haven't tracked down any sort of signs of a ship that we can get. Right, rivals. Shake 1d6. Okay, so 1d6, we got 2 rivals, so if we had 2 or less, they found us. But we did send Grey and Lomas as decoys, so actually we can't roll low enough for the rivals to track us down, which is good. So what is the job that we found? Okay, let's have a little looky. 88. Okay, it is a caught off guard mission. Okay, so that would mean that we would all act in the slow phase for turn 1. So yeah, that not a terrible thing actually, so we don't worry too much about that. Right, notable sights. 78. Person of interest. Gain 1 story point if we can get to them. Okay. Right, determine the objective. Okay, so let's see. Number 2. It's a deliver. Okay, so it's a deliver mission, which means a crew member of your choosing is carrying a package, and they have to carry the package to an exact center point of the table. Okay, yeah, so they're carrying the parcel that they meant to deliver, and yeah, so we get to see like whether we can get it to that point, etc. Okay, determining enemy. Who's going to be our enemy on this mission? 62. Interested parties. Okay, so we've got some interested parties. So someone else wants the parcel that we're delivering. Who are they? Isolationists. Okay. Right, so we get +1 of those. We get 2 panic. We get 4-inch movement, so kind of standard. They have no combat skill. They have 4 toughness. And they are AI of C, which I think is cautious, if I remember rightly. Yes, cautious. So yeah, they're a bit more careful. They're not going to run headlong into us like the bugs or the sand runners did. Okay, so how many enemy are there? So we've rolled 2 dice. So it's 4. You pick the highest. So there are 5 enemy in this group. So of this group, one of them will be a specialist. And we've got 1 lieutenant as well, so or lieutenant if you're British. Okay, the lieutenant will have +1 to his combat skill, and he's also got a combat knife, so he has got a close combat weapon. So there's 1 of them. So actually there are 3 standards, 1 lieutenant, and 1 specialist. So let's see what the isolationists are armed with. So a 2. They're armed with handguns. So yeah, at least these have got ranged weapons, so they are going to give us a little bit more of a problem than the sand runners. So let's see what the specialist is carrying. Alright, a cling fire pistol. Ooh, that sounds rather mean. I think it sprays you with like sticky fiery goop. Bit like phosphorus. It shoots out at you. So yeah, so we got a lieutenant. He'll be armed with a handgun, but he is better at shooting. We've got the specialist who's carrying a cling fire weapon. That's going to be nasty. Okay, so we're probably going to pick that mission because you've seen me roll that mission up, and that's going to be more interesting for you to see. So I'll think of the story, and you will hear that next time. So until next time, it's going to be goodbye from me, Welsh Miniature Board Gamer. I hope you've enjoyed it.